Whew. Getting kind of cold standing here. Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons. In the previous episode, we ascended the ancient ruins to its highest point, defeating the monstrous Manhandla and obtaining our 6th Essence of Nature. And so in this episode, as you might expect, we're going to be headed toward obtaining our 7th one. By the way, the Noble Sword can break signs. Did you know that? Wonder what the sign-loving Subrosian would think. But since we did just clear off a dungeon, and since our path toward obtaining the next Essence of Nature is going to be rather roundabout, we best stop in Huron Village for our usual rounds. And oh, by the way, yet another of the magic boomerang's many uses is that it can cut grass, bushes, flowers, and leaf piles in a single swing. Yeah, is this thing useful or what? And so, check that out, all of them in a single toss. And so, as you might expect, our first stop is going to be at Vasu Jewelers. I didn't pronounce that right, did I? But anyway, we got some rings to appraise. Let's hope for some good ones, shall we? It turns out the only one we have is from that Gasha tree. Okay, let's see what we got here. The double edge ring. Okay. Wow, this one's a bit of a dud. So it raises the damage your sword deals by 1 level. So, you know, if you have the wooden sword, you'll do noble sword damage. But every time you hit an enemy, you take half a heart of damage. Needless to say, it's not very useful. It's not worth it. No. Even the... Well, we haven't run into those. There's even the power level ring. Power ring. Snark text. What's the name of it? Them. Anyway, the double-edged ring just is not worth it whatsoever. Our next stop is going to be in the item shop, because if you remember, they were selling overpriced Gasha seeds down below. Well, you see, if you do manage to buy both of them, something new happens. Which means, yes, we do have to shell out 500 rupees for this thing. Talk about not worth it. He says we bought everything he has, so he's in a closed shop. Well, that's not entirely true. You see, all he does is start something new. We ran out of goods, so we're in a new line of business now. 1 out of 2 chests will have treasure. You'll get a nice gift if you can open the right chest 3 times in a row. Yeah, if you've ever played Mario Party 3, this is like Game Guy's magic boxes. In other words, if you're not lucky, it's gonna suck. So one of these chests has a big rupee signifying you've won, the other has nothing. The annoying part about this game is... Okay, well, how about this one? No, this one, screw it. Did you honestly expect me to win either time there? Let's be honest. No. My luck is not like that. So if you win 3 times in a row, which, remind you, is an odds of 1 in 8, it will give you a ring. It will also offer you the chance to pass up the ring to play for something bigger. You know, kind of a price is right, deal or no deal kind of thing. If you win a 4th time, he'll offer you a better ring. Win a 5th time, he'll just give you an even better ring and just have you leave. Now that sounds pretty good in theory, especially if you can obtain some very good rings from that. But considering that the odds of getting those better rings are 1 in 16, and the best one 1 in 320, meaning you will have to pay on average 320 rupees to obtain those good rings, means they are just not worth it at all. So anyway, let's check up on the farmers, and we'll see that Rowan has grown quite a bit. And he's also rather shy, and well, he doesn't like talking to people. But if we can manage to talk to him, I'm called Rowan. I spoke to a stranger. Yeah, he kind of keeps to himself. Very introverted. Maybe I should stop bugging him. Although the fact that he's grown so much in such a short time kind of raises some questions as to how he came to be. Maybe he's magically conceived somehow. I don't know. Magic exists in the Zelda universe. Who knows, right? Anyway, we got one more stop to make in Huron. And that's the Maku tree. There is just a little more that is grown up in the big guy's higher reaches. So let's check that out, shall we? And so if we head up one screen... By the way, if you do check out the map, none of this shows up on the map. We'll find something growing up here, along with a new entrance. Here we have another fairy fountain, and as you might expect, these 3 bushes contain the other 3 types of seeds. And so now, if we head up here, which is admittedly out of our way, we can obtain all of the different types of mystical seeds and as many of them as we need. Easy way to refill your satchel if needed. You know, if you feel like going out of your way like this. And so, where's our actual objective, you might think? Well, I did say it was kind of roundabout, but it turns out the way to crossing that bridge or finding a way to cover the opening in that bridge lies all the way in Subrosia. Yeah. So, it's been a while since we checked on the pyrations. So, just maybe... Oh, how about that? 200 ore chunks exactly. Useless fools! Can't someone find me, Belle? I? You? Aye, I can see it in your eyes. You're a competent adventurer. Okay, go get it. Find me, Belle. I'll be waiting. And so we just got press ganged into finding the pirate's Belle because, if you remember a while back, he was looking for someone who's been on the inside of some ruins. And yes, that is their way of hand-waving by their way of making it so you cannot start to help out the captain until you have completed 6 dungeons, since the 6th dungeon was very classic ancient ruins. Hey buddy, how'd that go again? 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright, that's it. And so now we'll keep that in mind. Now, if you remember, our next hint toward finding the Belle lies a little to the east. There's the ship line here, and the ship's bow is in the desert. That means... And so the skeleton ghost there, yeah, wrap your head around that, mentions that the other half of the ship is in some kind of desert. Well, you see, we haven't visited a desert in an overworld holodrum yet, but there is one. And so we're going to go check out a little area that we have avoided exploring just yet because we had no reason to. See you up on the surface. So you're probably thinking, what the hell are we doing in the eastern suburbs? This ain't a desert. This ain't even close to a desert. Well, you see, this pathway that's been sitting here this whole time, we haven't checked this out. And this brings us to the eastern coast. Normally, there wouldn't be much of anything here other than the fact that there is a coastline along here, and nodding to Zelda 1 once again. But north up ahead is the Samasa Desert. So we talked to this pyration who's been sitting here the whole time. You look for the Belle? Then I can go back. Thank you. I'm not sure what accent that was. But now we have these 4 skull things sitting here. Wait a minute, that one guy down in Subrosia mentioned some kind of pattern, so if we try and copy that... And then this last one, which you couldn't touch before because that pirate was standing here. The gate opens and now we can finally set foot in the Samasa Desert, which has some cool new music and some cacti that can be a huge pain because their hitbox is very, very sensitive. Thank Din that Lever dropped a fairy. These gold lever seal will spawn just about infinitely. There's usually 2 of them on screen at once. Fortunately, with the noble sword, you see how annoying these cacti can get. So, one of the other main gimmick here... Oh, by the way, that thing, that's a pokey. Yeah, just like the Mario enemies. And they behave just like the Mario enemies. Except they move faster when they have fewer heads and they try to run like hell. Is that there's quicksand afoot, and you can fall in, dropping you into one of a couple different caves, one of which can have a Deku Scrub inside it. They'll try to sell you a shield for twice the price you'd find it in the shop. You can also find a fall into a more generic cave that contains likes, which is why that scrub is there. Kind of a racket when you think about it. So every time you fall into the quicksand around here, and there is quicksand on multiple screens as you see, when you head back up, you'll wind up in that cave and have to check out the rest of the desert over again. It's annoying. So keep your footing about you. Heading onward, this desert is rather nondescript and rather, well, it is kind of crammed in here. As you can see, it is adjacent to a temperate forest. I don't get it either. But this cave back here is very helpful because it's a regular fairy fountain, not a great fairy fountain. Yeah, free healing whenever you need it. Shame you can't bottle those fairies. Heading further south, and just to the west here temporarily to check on these areas here and fill in the rest of the map. Hey, wait a minute, there's the other half of the ship. And we're going to promptly ignore that because we got a little more to explore. We have a Goshosaurus spot here. This is careful. You want to be very careful here so you don't get hit by the cacti. There is a ring that will reduce the damage dealt by them, by the way. I believe the red luck ring that reduces damage from spikes also reduces damage from the cacti. So if you have it, it helps a little here. This soil spot is an uncommon one, so you will get some moderately decent prizes if you're in the area. The bad news is you won't be here very often. So we have that sitting there, that chest sitting there, and we have this area off to the west here, the southwest, the south central part of the desert, and we have a bit of quicksand sitting here, just kind of in the middle of nowhere. Well, what happens if we fall in? You see, this one leads to a very specific cave, and if we dive down here, we find ourselves in another 2D section. Sword beams work underwater, go figure. Careful here. And we head up through here. We find ourselves in a very cramped cave that leads us up here with a chest containing a ring. That is a very specific ring, as have every ring that showed up in a chest bin. We'll get that appraised later because it's, to be honest, not extremely useful. We can do without it. Damn levers. So now with all of the Samasa Desert explored, we're going to check out the ship. Ahoy! When I was searching the desert for the bell, I got caught in a sandstorm. I woke like this. Yeah, an undead skeleton woke up as a ghost. Go figure. I can't go on to the afterlife like this. If you pity me, help me find that bell. Your skull's rolling out in the desert. Find that first. If for any reason you wanted to return to Subrosia, you can push that crate out of the way and head back. It's a one-way path, so don't go there yet. So his head's tooling around the desert, and by that he means it's sitting in one specific spot, and he happens to have picked a very good one because it's sitting over by this fairy fountain here. There he is, see? So we're gonna need the power bracelet here for a second. I've been waiting, matey. Now let's find that bell. Carry me around. I'll tell you if I think we're close. So we can pick him up and carry him around. The bell is going to be located in a random pit of quicksand here. He will start to clatter if you found the right one. Making this complicated is the fact that, wow, I got sand in my mouth. If you get hit, he'll fall down. If he falls into a pit, you'll have to pick him up and pick him up by the fountain and try the whole thing all over again. You can throw him as a projectile if needed, which is honestly kind of funny. If you throw him in the water, he'll say something completely different. Either way, you'll have to keep trying around. It is mostly, yeah, you got sand in your mouth even though you landed on grass in an oasis. Try that on for, I'm not sure where I was going with that. Also, if he lands in quicksand and falls, yeah, you'll have to go back and pick him up again. So this can get very, very annoying as you check around randomly, especially since every time you fall into one of these pits yourself, the location of the pirate's bell will change. However, there is something that can make this much easier. The quicksand ring, you see, not only prevents you from getting pulled in by this quicksand, if you fall in, you'll merely respawn at where you enter the screen, making this much, much less of a hassle. So now we got to check around one of these quicksand pits. Will have the bell under it. Again, well, it won't be that one that we fell in to obtain that ring. So there's that, which is nice. And here we go. We fall in, and sure enough, there it is. Kinda. Yeah, I bet Link will feel that in the morning, having that skull land on his head. That's it. No doubt about it. You got the rusty bell. Will something this rusty do? Uh-oh, that's Captain's bell. I hope that'll do. It's awful rusty. Well, at least I can go on to the afterlife now. The rest is up to you. And he's shuffled off this mortal coil. There we go. That's where I was going with that. So, this is rather awkward. Well, I guess the best thing we can do for now is head over to the captain and see what he thinks. And obtain these pickups first. Because, you know, free pickups. Helps that these levers keep coming. Oh, what do we have here? Another maple sighting. Guess killing all those levers ended up amounting to something. Let's get the Pegasus seeds ready. Hope nothing falls onto the roof where we can't reach it. Wait a minute, maple. Okay, wait. Well, this is awkward. Flew right by me, she did. Okay, fine. I didn't want to steal your stuff anyway. So anyway. Oh, hey, there's also this. We've slain 1,000 monsters. We get this ring for free. And now I just realized we only have 10 rupees. Be back in a minute. So, after a couple minutes worth of digging, by the way, I did actually manage to unearth a fairy by digging. I'm not sure what it was doing underground, but that apparently is a thing. I actually did not know or remember that. But yeah, apparently it's a thing. So we have 2 rings to appraise now, thanks to Vasu giving us one for killing 1,000 monsters. This is the one we found in the desert, the Rang Ring level 1. Raises the damage your boomerang deals. Kinda helpful. And even though the boomerang is very cool, it's not the most useful kind of thing. The other ring is the one he gave us, the Slayer's Ring. It's to commemorate you slaying 1,000 monsters. I'm not sure how he knows, but it is. It does absolutely nothing, so it just kind of looks cool. Although, while we're in the area... that's not the right... Check out the list. We don't have much use for this Octo Ring anymore. How about we grab that Rang Ring? Surely that will give us some use somehow in the long run. But now to Subrosia! Alright, Captain. A little bit of flickering there. I guess we've reached the limits of the Game Boy Color a little there. Alright, Captain, we got your bell. Sort of. You brought me bell? Hey, Key, let's take a gander. Oh, surely this thing's rusted something awful. What are you pulling? This won't do. Go get it polished. So, we gotta get it polished. Oh, who would help us with that? So that happened. Oh, and, while on the way there, I did invest... On the way to where we're going, I did invest in some Pegasus seeds. Is this the right... No, this isn't the... Oh, yes, it is! This is the Subrosian Smithy. I did invest in some Pegasus seeds by, at the Subrosian market. You can buy 10 of them at a time for 25 ore chunks. It's very helpful if you're in the area. And so, if you didn't do the Iron Shield side quest, good luck figuring out where to go, because this would be kind of, obscure to think of otherwise. But we are here. Welcome to the Subrosian Smithy. You've done this spiel with us already. The Master speaks. Is that so? The Master's eyes cannot be deceived. He says you hold a bell of great value. He hasn't offered to polish it, but should he? Please? Please? Is that how you ask for a favor? I will never understand Subrosian culture. At least all we have to do is leave and come back and scroll through a bunch of messages again. Yes. Cannot be deceived. Bell of great value. Polish it. Do it! Splendid answer. Straight into the point. Master, do the thing! Sorry for the wait. This is why he's a master. The finest work in all the land. Take it. Treat it like an heirloom. You got the pirate's bell. Gong. And so now we gotta trek all the way back to the pirate captain. See you guys there. Well, I think that's enough running for one day. Huh? You brought me... Okay, there's no mistaking it. This spell is full of memories. I don't mean they're all good. Oh, I'm all pensive. That's not like me. How is he holding back tears when he's a skeleton? Anyway. We're off, mateys! To sea! Aye, aye, sir! Now reporting, Captain. The ship's all fixed. We can set sail any time. Well, except for it being buried halfway into the sand. And I just realized, That shortcut in the ship, the one-way thing that goes from the desert to Sabros, it probably would have helped in reaching the captain a little faster. Oh well, though, we had those rings to appraise. To the ship! Might as well join them. If they try anything funny, we can just kick their asses. Aye, we're off, mateys! Anchors away! I'd like to know how that works. I guess a wizard did it. And Link's the only one who can actually sit still. Captain, desert, dead ahead. Hold her steady, to sea, mateys. But it's impossible. Oh, it's do or die. We'll make it if we give her all we got. Aye, aye, sir. Help us all. We made it, Captain! The sea! By Jolly Roger! Aye! Go, mateys! This is it! Aye, aye, sir! Ah, the sea is truly me home! Me heart's come alive! Aye, sound the bell! Sounds more like a scent seed exploding. I don't feel so good. I've been on land so long. I got seasick. It's no use. Think about it. We ain't sailed since we died. And yet Link is completely fine somehow. You call yourselves pirates? Shameful fools! Getting sick the moment you set sail? It's no use! Put her ashore! Aye, aye, sir. And that is the completely roundabout way we cross that bridge and get the way and open the way to the southwestern part of the overworld. Set anchor. We gotta get our sea legs. We'll rest here a bit. Wow, that was an adventure. What do you say? I'm off the ship, but I'm still reeling. Wow, these guys got it bad, huh? And so, with all of that done, we finally have a way toward the southwestern corner of the overworld. And this ship has been placed here now since things have changed a little. And so, we still have a little bit to explore yet, but we'll save that for next time. Next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons, we take care of a couple short little side quests, then enter the graveyard, and from there, level 7. Hope you're not afraid of ghost stories, guys.